My name is Matthew Kozak. I'm the Prevention Grants Coordinator here at the Kodiak Area Native Association. I've been with KANA for just about 4 years. It'll be 4 years in coming up here in a couple weeks. Basically, as the Prevention Grants Coordinator, I oversee a bunch of different programs in our community health division that are focused on community education and outreach on a wide variety of topics like substance use, domestic violence, suicide, tobacco, diabetes. Most of our programs are open to the whole community because we definitely take the approach that it takes a healthy community to make healthy people, and healthy people can help make a healthy community. KANA as a whole has a very wide array of resources and services to help people kind of wherever they fall on the spectrum. My programs are focused much more heavily on that kind of education and prevention piece. So working to educate and inform people, kids especially, before they get to the point where they need kind of a higher level of help. If they do end up at that position, then we have our behavioral health substance use treatment team and our behavioral health clinicians. Out in the villages, we have our behavioral health aides, and we work really closely with them to make sure that they're able to provide the best quality services. If parents or community members have questions, or hey, I noticed this, or I found this, like, can you tell me anything about it? That's the kind of stuff that we're able to answer, or we can go and we can give presentations and basically provide people with education and information so that if they do need help, then they can kind of recognize that and they can look at some of their next steps. It's all based on community outreach and education. So keeping people informed, raising awareness about things. So like our suicide prevention program, for example, if there's a person experiencing a crisis, that's not my team. We're not counselors, we're not trained therapists, we're not first responders. But what we are able to do is we're able to go out and we're able to provide trainings and information, education to people so that they can recognize warning signs in their family members or the people they will go to work with, or if we're talking about school age kids, their friends and the kids that they're in school with. And so we focus much more on that early prevention piece, much more than we do when they get further down the road. So that way, between our programs and the other things that KANA offers, we're able to cover the whole spectrum. We have, KANA has the no wrong door policy, so no matter where you enter the organization, you can get pointed to or directed to the services that you or your family need. And prevention is just another component of that. We're just much more on the front end of kind of the services as opposed to the direct treatment end. So definitely our most regular programs, we've been running them for, this will be our 5th summer. 2020 will be our 5th summer that we've been doing these, at least since I've been on board. I know it kind of changed hands between KANA and some other programs. One of our longest standing ones is Explore the Rock, which is a program that's designed for middle and high school age kids. Again, it's open to anyone in the community. And the idea behind it is taking these kids and getting them out into nature, getting them off the couch, getting them out of their house, and getting them exposed to nature, getting them some physical activity and things. But then we also try to use it to teach them about some of these concepts, teach them about substance use and addiction, teach them some useful skills. For example, one of the big ones that we do every year is we bring in someone from Fish and Game to talk about bear safety. And fortunately, to this point, we have not had any incidents involving bears. We've run into a couple of them, but no major issues thus far. But just getting kids out and getting them to experience some of these things that they otherwise wouldn't. It's been a really interesting experience. I've gotten to do a lot of really cool things that I never really got the opportunity to do before, that I thought I would be able to do as part of work. To be honest, when I first applied for this job, I was working for the school district. I was working in a job that it didn't pay very well. It didn't have any benefits. I'd had a job that was paying decent and had benefits, and then it ended up getting eliminated because of budget cuts. So I had to go back to just kind of substitute teaching as like an independent contractor. So I just graduated from school. I had a bunch of debt, And so I applied for this job at KANA, and when I came on board, to be totally honest, I was really dreading it, because for the longest time I knew myself well enough to know that I would never be able to hack it in an office environment. I knew that I would get bored and that it would just drive me crazy. And I've been super pleasantly surprised by my time at KANA because of all the awesome opportunities that I've had, but also the really great people that I get to work with. One of the great things about prevention is we're involved in so many things over so many different areas that, I've built friendships with people kind of all over the organization. I get to meet new people all the time. I get to get out into the community. I get to travel. I get to go out to all the villages. For example, I just recently turned 30. I was born and raised here on the island, and until I came to KANA, I had never been to any of the villages. But since then, I get to go to each of them, at least once or twice a year, if not more than that. So it's been kind of a wild ride, but it's been a lot of fun, and I keep looking forward to seeing what's new and what's coming up next.